There have been crossover fights in the past featuring top names like Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor are the first to come to mind. Now, Adrien Broner seems to be the latest name in the mix. He made his intentions known in an Instagram post by calling out MMA star Nate Diaz. But will Nate Diaz answer his call? Get the answer to that and more in this video. You don't want to go anywhere. Is Adrien Broner seriously looking to fight MMA star Nate Diaz? It wasn't long after MMA star Nate Diaz fought his last fight under the UFC and expressed his interest in getting into boxing that he got an invite to a boxing match. Broner, the embattled multi-division champion and indigene of Cincinnati, Ohio, called him out recently to a crossover bout. While Nate Diaz certainly has the attention of the freak show faction in boxing, he now has the offer to fight from a legit name in Adrien Broner. Broner called him out in an Instagram post and shared a mock-up of a boxing poster of the two fighters. Broner evidently wants to throw his hat in the mix of crossover fights in combat sports, most likely in an attempt to gain more fame and, of course, money. Is Broner in the right state of mind for this fight? Broner is not in the best phase in his fighting career right now. He pulled out of a fight against Omar Figueroa set for August 20th. This occurred 2 months ago, and Broner cited mental health as an excuse for pulling out of the fight. The fight with Omar Figueroa was going to be a junior welterweight contest at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. What makes it all the more shocking was the anticipation for this bout. It has been building up for 4 years, and Broner, the can man, withdrew from the whole thing at the last minute. Figueroa had to settle for a fight against late replacement Sergey Lipinets. Instead, Sergey eventually won the fight in a dominating performance against the veteran Figueroa. The 33-year-old Broner withdrew from a fight that would have been his first for almost 2 years, his controversial win over Giovanni Santiago back in February 2021. Broner went to Instagram to provide a statement regarding his pullout. Sorry to all my fans, but #mental health is real and I'm not about to play inside the ring. I've watched a lot of people die playing with their boxing career, and that is something I won't do. Just pray for me. I love the sport of boxing too, much to not give it my all, and I feel like I came up short before because my mind wasn't 100% there, and I would be damned if I made that mistake again. I need to make some changes for the better instead of worrying about other people's feelings and pleasing them when in reality I have nothing to prove to nobody. He added, I'm a 4-time world champion in 4 different weight classes, and if I ever lace up a pair of gloves again, I feel it's safe to say I will be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. I'm far from finished with the sport, he wrote, concluding, see y'all soon. Broner's mental health appears to have improved if he's going out of his way to call out former UFC fighter Nate Diaz on Instagram. What do fans think? Fans began criticizing Adrien Broner for calling out a non-boxer Nate Diaz a month after pulling out of his comeback fight. A section of his fans prefers him to showcase his abilities against top contenders in the boxing division rather than fighting non-boxers. Some other fans, however, believe the fight would be an entertaining one to watch and the press conferences even more entertaining. Both Broner and Diaz are known to be experts in trash talk with less to no filter. You can therefore expect some fireworks if this match ever holds. Would Nate Diaz fight Adrien Broner? Nate Diaz, fresh off a 4th-round submission win against Tony Ferguson on September 11th in his last fight in the UFC, is looking to expand his options further than the UFC. Diablo has been very vocal about his interest in switching to boxing with the new wave of celebrity boxing in a bid to earn a few million, and he's got a few options as well as he ponders his next career move. There have been rumors of him competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitions, boxing, and also potentially fighting in MMA for another promotion outside of the UFC, but nothing confirmed yet. But we do know that if a good opportunity comes outside of the UFC, Diaz would be more than willing. We already know about Broner, but who are the others? Jake Paul, the YouTuber who turned to combat sports and boxing in recent past, has stated that a fight against Diaz is something he would be interested in, and has said this repeatedly. Paul has a fight in the works against MMA legend Anderson Silva on the 29th of October in Glendale, Arizona on Showtime pay-per-view. While Diaz was initially mum on naming opponents ahead of his fight with Ferguson, afterward he was not shy about tabbing Paul as a possible opponent. He told ID Boxing that Jake Paul is one of the options for his fight outside of the UFC. He talked about Paul's big fight against Anderson Silva and praised him for a good fight against a great opponent. He wished wished both fighters luck and said a win for either would be great for both individuals. He did not give anything away in regards to him accepting Jake Paul's offer for a fight. But Broner doesn't seem like the optimal choice for an easy Diaz boxing payday. We could see him ticking many boxes that matter to Diaz. If Diaz wants a real former champion on his resume instead of a YouTube guy, Broner could be his huckleberry. Diaz also has the option of a bare-knuckle fight with fellow ex-UFC man Mike Perry if he ends up snubbing Broner's proposal. Could Broner get another opponent if Diaz backs out? If the fight doesn't eventually happen, it's safe to say Adrien Broner has options to pick from if he wants to get back in the ring. Adrien Broner revealed texts of a conversation between him and Matchroom boxing chairman Eddie Hearn. In the text, Hearn was offering him millions for a potential fight against Conor Benn and Montana Love, boxers managed by Matchroom. You could tell Broner did not share in Hearn's enthusiasm when he took a dig at him on social media. The Can Man retorted by saying that his current promoters, Steven Espinoza and Al Heyman, are already paying him that kind of money for his fights. Adrien Broner is a former 4-division world champion who is looking to return to the ring. Adrien Broner is looking to get back in the title mix and maybe become a world champion for the second time. Broner's last fight was in February 2021 and was also his first win in the last 4 fights against Giovanni Santiago. Maybe a fight against Diaz could be the stepping board he's looking for to get his name back up in the boxing world. In other related news, this isn't the first time Broner has called out a fighter to a boxing match. A few months ago, Broner was looking to score a massive payday for challenging Floyd Mayweather Jr. to an exhibition bout. He appeared on Cigar Talk on TMZ Sports to talk about the potential big money bout. Broner said the match would earn both fighters a cool $100 million and proceeded to lay out the reasons why. We can do an exhibition match, go 10 rounds in a nice arena, and the whole world is gonna watch it. Then we're gonna get in there and go to work, he explained. After the match, we hug and go in the back and get the bag, but at the end of the day, I don't know what his feelings are on the bout. Floyd Mayweather retired from organized boxing after defeating Conor McGregor to bring his professional record to 50-0, but he continued to fight in exhibitions in his most recent fight coming against Logan Paul back in June 2021. An exhibition versus Broner would have gone against the type for Mayweather since his professional retirement. These types of matches have been a thing of recent in combat sports where money goes up in fights against opponents with minimal boxing experience. Names like Asakura or Tenshin Nasukawa, who made their name in other sports, come to mind. Broner can be said to be accomplished in boxing with championship titles in 4 different weight divisions. He has 34 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss in his boxing record, but in his last 4 bouts, he has gone 1 win, 2 draws, and a loss. I think neutrals of the combat sports world would love to see a bout between Nate Diaz and Adrien Broner. They've both got a sharp tongue, and that can only mean drama and a good fight. But it's not our call. Well, that's all the content we have for today. You can drop a comment below to let your feelings known, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to our page. We appreciate your support. Until next time.